Tiidan Empire has become decadent and corrupt over the centuries. The use of the forbidden atmosphere deprivation device on your planet finally triggered the rebellion. Help me get access to the rebellion's communication network. I will show you a way through the defenses surrounding your homeworld. Take me to the ship graveyard at Karos. Hidden in a derelict, there is a relay I can use with your help. The rebellion waits for my sign to move into its next phase.
Hyperspace transition complete. We have arrived at Karos.
The communication relay is here. A fighter or corvette must dock with it to establish the link.
Welcome to the Virtual Realms YouTube channel. I'm Ranger 1, and we are in the Karos graveyard, accompanied by Captain Elson of the destroyer-class vessel Capella. Well, we know we need to link up with this communications array that's on the other side of the graveyard from where we are. So, Captain Elson, what dangers lurk therein?
Research Division reports it is now equipped for heavy guns technology. We advise commencing research immediately.
Well, I wasn't talking to you, but that probably is very appropriate. We will research the heavy guns, because we will probably need the heavy guns. That should allow me to build heavy cruisers. You know, I have recollections of a very simple way to do this mission. To take strike craft either way above this graveyard or way below it, and simply circumvent all the dangers in between. And that would put a little fight around the communications relay itself, but not much else. And you know what? It's boring, and I'm not going to do it. We are going to fight our way through the center, and there are certain dangers associated with that, but I am going prepared for those dangers. I'm going to group up the main portion of my firepower, and due to the unique nature of the hazards of this place, taking my largest ships is actually fairly dangerous, but I think I have come up with a plan that will enable me to fight my way through the center of this and still triumph in the end without losing any of my larger vessels.
Copy. Escorting friendlies.
Research Division reports it is now equipped for cloak generator technology. We advise commencing research immediately.
We're going to research that as well, and we could in fact use a cloak generator as part of this strategy, but again, that might take some of the fun out of it, so we're not going to. The first thing that I've done is dock up all my strike craft in my carrier, so that they are well protected.
Research complete. New capital ships available for construction.
Collection confirmed.
I'm going to test the waters first and send out my resource collectors. I just want to see how close the dangers of this place are. I will organize my main fleet and get them into some sort of formation. And I will just send a light escort for now out with my resource collection group. To be perfectly honest, those resource collectors are now nothing more than bait. The only token escort that I'm going to send with them is a lone drone frigate, and I consider it expendable as well. They've been of limited usefulness against the adversaries that we are currently facing.
The graveyard is defended by autoguns. They will complicate our attempt to reach the communications array.
Roger.
In fact, I want to gauge two things: the strength of the autoguns that defend the graveyard, and the speed of its main defender.
Hyperspace signatures have been found at these locations, but we detect no new ships.
And there he is, closing in on my resource collectors. The infamous junkyard dog. A heavily armored, almost impervious to normal weaponry. Salvage corvette, basically, although it's larger than a corvette. It's essentially frigate class. This thing is incredibly tough.
Attention. We have lost contact with one of our capital ships. Its last recorded position is here.
The junkyard dog is easily powerful enough to take your largest vessels up to heavy cruiser size and disappear with them through these hyperspace gates scattered around the graveyard, teleporting them to an area where you can't easily find them.
Refinery under attack. Group 9
The autocannons don't do a lot of damage per hit, but they are relentless and they have a long range, so they are dangerous as well, as my resource collection team is finding out. That's what I couldn't remember.
Under attack.
Just how, whoop, there he goes. Just how dangerous the autoguns were. So we're going to lose these resource collectors and controllers more than likely, but that's all right.
Confirmed.
I needed to gauge their
Moving to
strength.
destination.
The junkyard
Mobile
dog is also
refinery
kind of
taking enemy
fast,
fire.
and he's relentless. He will be coming back again momentarily to try and snag another
Resource
ship,
collector
and he will
taking enemy
continue to
fire.
do so
Frigate under attack.
until he is killed by overwhelming firepower. So you have two choices.
Standing by.
You either find a way to kill him, or you
Destination
find a way to
locked in.
avoid him. Thus the tactic that has evolved, going way over the top or way underneath the whole graveyard to get to the communications array. But as I said, we're not going to go that route. We're going to trap the
Acknowledged.
junkyard dog.
Understood. Repair target locked in.
For the moment, I'm just going to go ahead and put support frigates on my damaged ships. See if I can bring them back from the brink of death. And,
Reporting.
well, I want to judge just how quickly the junkyard dog is going to make an appearance again.
Mobile refinery under attack.
We've located one of the missing ships. It appears that it can be salvaged and reactivated.
Okay, now we know where he's stashing my ships. Well, not too terribly far away. That's helpful. We'll go get them on the way.
Ready.
Oh, here he comes again. What's he going after? Was that my drone frigate over there? I think it is.
Group
Oh,
1
well, that's all
standing
right.
by.
See if I
Mobile
can focus in
refinery under
on
attack.
him. No, well,
Ready.
we can focus in on the drone frigate. I don't know where the drone frigate thinks it's going right now, but... Oh, it was trying to guard that last vessel. Its crew is loyal, if nothing else. Trying to follow my last orders to it before it was taken. The junkyard dog was still there, but it disappeared from our sensor range,
Mothership.
which is another trick it has. It's a little bit hard to detect with sensors.
En route.
All the better to ambush your larger ships with. You see, that's the insidious nature of the junkyard dog. The stronger the ship is that you send after it, well, the stronger the ship you lose when it captures it. Unless you can keep it from making its way back to those hyperspace gates.
Copy.
Or, if you're lucky enough, keep it from grabbing your ship to begin with. But it's virtually impossible to kill the junkyard dog with sheer damage before you spot it and it manages to cover that short amount of distance to latch itself onto one of your ships.
Group
There's
one
only one way to
standing
do
by.
it that I can think of.
Ready. Green line confirmed.
Just going to take a moment and get organized here.
Mobile refinery.
You see,
destroyed.
my suspicion is that the junkyard dog, although it is approaching frigate class in size, I think that technically it is still classified as a corvette class
Group 1
vessel.
standing by.
And that means that it should be, theoretically speaking, it should be susceptible to the effects of a gravwell generator.
Strike group coordinates
And I'm going
locked
to
in.
attempt to use a gravwell generator to trap it before it can latch onto another one of my ships. Just to be on the safe side, I'm bringing 3 with the fleet. And no strike craft whatsoever. They are safely housed in my carrier. Now, I could
Drawing
attack
heavy
it just with strike craft, because I think they're too small and fast for it to
Frigate
capture.
lost.
But that would take forever. And the auto guns in the graveyard would make short work of them.
Roger.
So we're going to try the grab wheel tactic and see if we can't catch the big bad junkyard dog that way.
Repairs initiated. Group 8 copies.
Now, as I venture away from the relatively safe space around the mothership, I'm going to, here in a moment, set my fleet to be relatively aggressive. I want them to kill every autocannon battery that they come across. I don't want them to just sit and get beat up. And I'm going to have my support frigates set to heal the entire group. They should easily be able to keep up with the damage from 1 or 2 autocannon batteries whenever we come within range of them. And we should be able to kill those autocannon batteries very, very easily with the combined firepower of this fleet. The main threat here is the junkyard dog. But we can't lower our defenses against those autocannons either.
Group 1 copies. Weapons set to full power.
Group 1 reports enemy contact.
Believe it or not, this is a little stressful. It's like going on a tiger hunt. You never know where that beast is going to jump out at you from, or when, but you're pretty sure it's going to happen. Now, the path that I have selected is pretty much straight across the graveyard toward where the communications array is. We should be close enough to swing over and pick up the ships that he's already snagged on the way. I'm going to get my proximity sensor out there in front. I don't know if it'll do a lot of good, but it's just going to get killed. Never mind. Oh, there he is. He's coming in from down below. It is time to activate the Gravwell generator right now. Will he stop? Am I correct? He's slowing down.
1 copies.
He's slowing down. Oh no, he's going to grab that guy. No, he stopped.
Roger.
It's almost as if he tried to fight the effect of it, but it finally was able to exert its influence over his propulsion systems and bring him to a halt right before he grabbed that destroyer there. And I'm just lucky he didn't go after a heavy cruiser. They're still fighting off autocannon batteries as well, but I'm going to tell everyone to shoot the dog. Shoot it fast. Kill it. Kill it now. If I can take care of that, the rest of the graveyard is a piece of cake. And so far, he hasn't managed to get anything significant from my fleet. Look at that. He's absorbing the full firepower of my fleet and shrugging it off. Well, it's damaging him. He isn't quite down to half yet. He's getting close. And I noticed that the ion cannons on the various ships that I have seem to miss him. Again, I think he's classed as a Corvette-class vessel. And the bigger weapons in my fleet really can't target him very well, even when stationary, which, wow, that's some stealth technology, let me tell you. Apparently it messes up the targeting systems on the larger vessels. My Gravwell generator is about to die. I'm going to have to time this right. Yeah, it's just about down. Alright, time to fire up another one. Okay, up, there he goes, there he goes. Stop, 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 stop. Stop. Oh, he's a tough boy. Alright, we've got him again. I think that one more of these, this last Gravwell generator that I have activated will be enough. I don't think I'm going to need the third one. But even as a sitting duck, he's an awful tough nut to crack. Look at him soak up that damage. You can just imagine how difficult it would be to kill this thing without him being mobilized like this. He could walk right through the center of your fleet, grab a heavy cruiser, and walk right back to a jump gate with no difficulty whatsoever. He could grab most of your major capital ships before he got dangerously low on health, and by then you probably wouldn't have anything able to take him down anyway. Almost there. Come on, buddy. Just give it up. Give it up. And that should just about do it. There he goes. Okay. Well, it was the theory.
Group 8 standing by.
I had seen a couple of people say it was possible, and it was. So, I had entertained the thought myself, but it was like, oh man, that's a risk. But I decided I'd go ahead and chance it. That's the first time that I have used that tactic. And again, I haven't played in years, but back then, I don't think I ever thought of using this tactic. Or if I did, I never successfully employed it. But it worked. And it was a lot more satisfying than just running away from it. Okay, we're going to get organized here.
Guard order confirmed.
And start heading toward that communications array. First stop's going to be to locate my vessels that have been stolen and see if I can bring those boys home. And then we're going to head for our main objective. Oh, and while I'm going to leave it fairly far behind the body of my main fleet for safety's sake, it's time I also brought the carrier a little closer to our final destination. The strike craft that she carries are going to be critical. And as I said, I want to keep them in the carrier where they're nice and safe from the autocannons on the way over. If I launched all my strike craft and just turned them loose to head straight for the objective, the autocannons would pick them to pieces before they ever got there, which would be extremely wasteful. I'd rather avoid that if at all possible.
Group 1 reports enemy contact. Group 1 under attack.
There we go. The fleet formed up and moving systematically through the defensive autocannons. This graveyard is a creepy place.
Strike group reports hostile contact.
Group 1 under
I would hate to
attack.
actually be in a place like that without any true idea of what's going
Group
on.
1 reports enemy contact.
Well, there are my ships.
Aggressive
So I'm
tactics
going to
confirmed. Fire at will.
take a moment and sick my salvage corvettes on them over there and get them back to the ship so that they can be... Is that another one? Did he get another one? No, that's not one of mine. Huh. It's our design, though. I wonder what it's doing here. Well, it's hard telling. Anyway. Yeah, that missile destroyer is doing some work there. It seems to be one of the most effective vessels we have for taking out the autocannon batteries. But anyway, as I said, we'll get the salvage corvettes over there to reclaim our ships. Hopefully there aren't any autocannon batteries that I've missed in the area that are going to open up on them. I'm going to send the whole group over, though, just in case we do take a loss or two. They'll be easily replaced. Since it's going to take a while to get to the other side of the map, I'm going to try and not divert from my current course unless I absolutely have to, just to save time.
Group 1 reports enemy contact.
Strike group receiving fire. Group 6.
Okay, we're closing in. It looks like there might be
Group
an
1
autocannon
under
battery or
attack.
two in the area. Well, at least one of them's distracted
Group
by
1
the main
reports
fleet,
enemy
so let's see if we can
contact.
hurry up and get this done. Oh, that could be a problem. It looks like my drone frigate's popping drones, but it hasn't seemed to target me or start firing, so... Ouch. Yeah, that autocannon battery over there is going to be a problem. We need to hurry this up. Come on, you unwieldy little
Group 1
corvettes.
reports enemy contact.
Now the other one's opened up on me. Alright, you guys grab that one. These
Group
guys
6
over here.
reports enemy contact. Group 1 under
All right.
attack.
You help out there. No, not all of you morons. You guys, grab him. Go.
Drones away.
And my own salvage corvettes are in the way. You two, grab him. Go. Get out of the way. It's like the Keystone Cops. These little things are stupid. Either that or I'm stupid. Now, I'll let you be the judge.
Reporting.
I blame the salvage corvettes, personally. But that's a judgment call. Now, any laughter that you may or may not hear in the background of this recording is Mrs. Ranger 1. Because apparently she's already made up her mind where the fault lies, and it doesn't lie with the salvage corvettes. At least not in her opinion.
Group 1 under attack.
Anyway, faulty AI aside, they are now headed back home, and I think they can clear the range of that autocannon battery without taking any more serious damage. Of course, I could have lied. No, it's going to make it. It'll be okay. Now that they're safely on their way back home so that we can reclaim our lost ships, let's see what the main fleet's doing here. Well, still slowly cruising along. I put them in a frigate line just to keep everyone together. It makes it easy for my salvage frigates to go around and keep everyone healed up. And for a change, they're actually doing what they're supposed to do. Unlike my salvage corvettes. I have noticed that occasionally my vessels will take pot shots at these wrecks that are lining our path. I think a lot of them show up as hostile vessels. And I think that's intentional too, because that way your sensors are somewhat confused as to exactly how many enemy ships lie in the area that are a threat, which is kind of smart as well. Now there's a hyperspace gate that was up above me there, and I'll probably kill it, but I don't really have to. With the junkyard dog gone, they're really not a threat. I don't think anything else is going to come through. And these guys are well on their way back home. I knew they'd make it. I knew they could do it. You go, boys. Now, I've just noticed that my carrier isn't behaving itself very well, so make sure I've done a fair job of clearing the way, and I'm going to go ahead and have it start catching up now, because it's not the fastest ship in my inventory, and it's going to take it forever to cover the distance. I thought it was behaving itself, but of course it was not. Actually, that's okay, because that'll give me a couple of minutes to, once I get to the area of the communications array, to go ahead and make sure that my fleet clears the entire area. I'd like to make sure that no long-range sniping of my strike craft occurs. These things are getting thicker and thicker, though, so that may be a little tricky to do. Now, so far, the main fleet itself is doing just fine. Any incremental damage they take is immediately taken care of by my salvage frigates, so that's working out pretty well.
Group 1 reports enemy contact.
Group 2 reporting.
Starting to wonder if I shouldn't have built some more missile destroyers. They are being awfully effective in this situation. Okay, first ships are coming in right now. And the rest of my salvage corvettes that were out in front have already made it back and gotten repaired. Good.
Group 2
okay.
copies.
All right. Something went according to plan. That's a plus.
Group 3 copies.
Okay, we should be getting fairly close here.
Group 1 copies.
Let's
Group
take a look.
Under attack.
Out there it is. See it down there? The bottom right-hand corner with the yellow. That looks like it's the command section of a larger starship torn off. That's it. So,
group under enemy attack.
We're going to clear the area here while my carrier catches up.
Group 1 reports enemy contact.
Pursuing target.
Enemy frigate captured.
It's not an enemy frigate, it's my frigate. I noticed they have proximity sensors out too, so it's probably a good idea that I didn't make cloaked fighters and send them over here. That would have ended badly. Okay, my fleet's spreading out a little bit and it's picking off everything in the area like it's supposed to on aggressive. That's good. I think my carrier is probably getting close enough now to consider launching a strike craft and going for the main objective. Well, this thing is slow. Still, I guess that's fairly understandable. What do we pick? Let's pick a Corvette. Let's say that multi-gun Corvette. We'll go ahead and launch it and see if we can sneak it on through to the communications array. Hopefully I've got all the guns within range destroyed. Let's blip out here so we can actually get it heading in the right direction. Alright, head for that. No, don't blow up the main objective. Don't blow it up.
Attack withdrawn. Course deleted.
That would have sucked
3 standing by.
to do this all so well and so smoothly and then blow up the thing that I'm trying to dock with. Oh my god.
Group 3
Okay, I
reporting.
wonder where that drone frigate is deploying drones.
Roger.
Perhaps it's now a spy.
All right, hang in there.
Or
Group
just
2
very
reports
confused.
enemy contact.
I've missed an autocannon battery. Run! Run like the wind. You can make it. You can get all the way there. Just keep your transversal up and you'll be fine. But you're dying, which is not what I wanted. Okay. Alright, I lied to it. It died. So we're going to have to go back just a little bit and blow up that one autocannon battery that I missed. I think I missed it because I probably went just a little too high above it because I came out just above the communications array in the wreck, and I think it was below my engagement range of my fleet. So we'll head that way and kill everything. It's actually opening fire on my carrier too, but my carrier really doesn't
Group
care.
1 has defeated the enemy.
Group 1 standing by.
It doesn't do that much damage. Alright, that ought to do it.
Group 2.
Okay, fleet, stand ready.
Strike
Carrier,
report
get in a little
locked in.
closer just for safety's sake.
Group 1 reports victory.
Jeez, these AI are like a bunch of little kids. You have to tell them every little thing to do. You know, I say that joking, but the AI in this game is actually still probably more advanced than most of the games that are on the market today. Alright, here we go. One more multi-gun
Group
Corvette.
2 under attack.
We're going to see if we can slip it on through. Whatever that is, kill it. Oh, it's just a proximity sensor. Well, kill it anyway.
Friendly units.
Not
Escort
you.
pattern locked in.
Alright. Everybody link up. Just link up.
Group 2 copies.
Stop being
Group 1
confused.
under attack.
Stop
Order
attacking
confirmed.
everything
On our
else.
way.
Carrier, get over there a little
Group 3.
closer.
Docking underway.
You go dock. No. Don't dock with the salvage corps or with
Coming into
the
dock.
support frigate. Dock with the communications array. Alright. I keep checking my mothership because there are those red dots by it. I'm pretty sure they're just autocannons, but you know, I'm paranoid. So I like to keep tabs on it and just make sure everything's copacetic back there. Here we go. Now why they would hide a communications array here in this wreck, I have no idea. And why didn't he have us just drop in right beside it? Maybe that was just as close as he could get us in this screwed up area of space. And it has made it there successfully. So let's go ahead and dock.
I'm in. Communication link established.
Patching into command node now. The Tiidan resistance has been informed of your actions and are preparing the fleets. You have our thanks. The hyperspace coordinates you require have been transferred to your mothership. Farewell.
Hyperspace enabled.
And we are done. Thank you, Captain Elson of the Capella, and we appreciate your help. He's gone on his merry way to join up with the resistance, and I'm going to drag my fleet, kicking and screaming, all the way back across this graveyard. We're going to go ahead and have the resource collectors do a little bit of work too, and I'm not going to subject you to that. Instead, we're going to jump right to the end.
Copy.
All right, we've spent a long time gathering some resources here in the area, and I just kept my fleet on aggressive and let them guard the resource operation as it went around, and popped all the autocannon batteries, had my support frigates keep everything healed up, and gathered a fair amount of stuff, but it's just dragging on way too long. The resources in this area are too spread out to make individual gathering really possible in any kind of realistic time frame. So the fleet's gathered together now, and it's time to head off to the next step of our journey home. That's all I have for you for tonight. And until I see you again, good hunting. Thanks for watching. I hope you were entertained. If you liked the video, please remember to subscribe. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you. And I'll see you next time.